bream are well worth catching at £2, £2.5 a piece. Don't mind getting one of these every bung. Right, now I've caught that fish and I've got my rig, and I'll quickly show you my setup. I've got a precision 11'6" pellet wag rod. Beautiful tip recovery on this rod, very, very fast. So basic tip recovery means it goes from bent to straight very, very quickly, which means it aids line pickup and very responsive. I've got two of these with me today, both set up very similar, £4 main line, and I've got a small poly pellet wag fixed just above a 12-inch hook length. This is for when I'm expecting bites really high up in the water. I can chuck in and I'm expecting a bite straight away. I'll quickly show you the other rod I've got with me, because that's slightly different in regards to terminal tackle. Again, exactly the same model, 11'6", again coupled with a £4 main line, but this time this one's for fishing a little bit deeper. As you can see, I've got a loaded float, one of the John Body models with a flight, and that's sliding between float stops. This allows me to search the layers should the fish want to drop down. If the wind picks up, generally the fish will drop in the layers a little bit. That's when I'll put this rig down, pick this rod up, and I'm straight back in fishing anything up to sort of 6 to 8 foot with this rod. I've caught a few on this already, and regular feeding has meant that they've come really high up in the water now. Obviously it's the first bit of blue sky we've seen for about a year, it feels like, and the fish have obviously responded to it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to carry on feeding, we're going to have another chuck and see if we can get another one. Shows how prolific the lake is. And catching skimmers and bream a foot deep. You can't get through them to get to the carp. Not that I'm complaining, of course. Again, you can see the action of the rod. With small fish, it's a lovely, lovely little tip action. But when you got a big one on, it's actually a roach, look at that. When you got a big fish on, you feel the meat lower down in the butt, towards the butt section. Well, I'm not quite sure the purists would agree, but beautiful roach on 8mm pellet. A laugh at beauty. Let's pop him in the net. See if we can get a bigger one. Right, it's important to get into a rhythm when you're pellet wag fishing, and I've found over the course of the session it's best to drop your float in, feed, and then cast out into the feed. There we are. It's another skimmer. You can usually get these skimmers to come in relatively easily. I mean, obviously we're using beefed up gear here, so the line strength certainly isn't a problem. You've just got to get them pointing towards you and just keep a steady pressure on them, and you should be able to reel them in nice and easily. On an 8mm pellet. So here we go, repeat the process once again. And a bite instantly. That's how frantic it can be. It literally goes as soon as it settles. So you've got to have your wits about you, that's for sure. Every now and again it's worth putting a little twitch in, because what that'll do, it'll raise the bait up and let it fall again. And these fish are clearly right up in the top layers of the water, and they're snatching at baits as they're falling. Actually a skimmer rolled next to my float then, so See, it bites straight away. As soon as I'd fed, I dropped in amongst the feed, the float's gone instantly. So what I'm doing, I'm gradually cutting back on the feed. I've started off feeding very, very heavily to just get some fish in the peg. And now I'm cutting back more and more as the session's going on, creating a lot more competition, which should therefore put more fish on the hook. I've just slipped a red super halibut pellet on the hook. Let's see if that makes any difference. Bite straight away. Well, we've got carp on the Waggler now, finally. After being bothered by skimmers, well, I say bothered by 2 pound skimmers, it's not quite right really, is it, somehow? But we finally got ourselves another carp. I had a few small ones early doors. This feels a little bit better. They're not half angry. You can see with the bend of the rod, it's an absolutely flawless curve. This is an angry one. I've been feeding that meat line short, so I'm dying to come in and have a little look on it now. I've been feeding it for a couple of hours whilst I've been fishing a pellet waggler. And I think it might be time to come and have a look. Yeah, it's another small fish. Here it comes. Beautiful slim profile on these rods, just make them an absolute joy to use. You don't know you're holding them half the time. And there he is. Right. Here we are. Perfect little a miniature example of what hopefully we'll catch down the edge a little bit later on. But as I said, we've had a few of those. We've had lots and lots of skimmers on that pellet waggler. So what I'm going to do now, having fed this short line, I'm going to get on the meat and see if we can't catch a few big ones short. Let's have a go.